Hallo meine Lieben und herzlich willkommen in meinem kleinen Eckchen hier auf Twitch. Einen schönen guten Abend, Ron. Schön, dass du wieder dabei bist und offensichtlich wieder schwer Party machst im Chat. Du hast aber auch eine stattliche Emote-Sammlung, muss ich ja mal sagen. Wir starten heute mal auf dem Startbildschirm, weil das neue Update 4.0 ist eingetrudelt. Unten links seht ihr es auch. Haben wir auch brav aktualisiert. Ich habe es rechtzeitig geschafft. Ja! 4,5 Stunden hat die PlayStation daran geladen. 4,5 Stunden. Unfassbar. So, warum starte ich auf dem Startscreen hier? Weil normalerweise bei so großen Updates, auch bei kleineren, aber öfter hat Paimon mal was zu sagen. Und ich dachte, starten wir doch einfach hier, dass ihr das auch mitbekommt, weil das ist sonst, wenn ich vorher einlogge und so, ihr wisst ja, kriegt ihr das nicht zu sehen. So. Das neue Gebiet Fontaine ist freigeschaltet worden. Das heißt, es gibt wieder viel zu tun. Ich habe noch nicht mal das letzte Gebiet fertig, was so Achievements und Trophäen angeht. Aber ich glaube, ich habe es langsam aufgegeben, da hinterherkommen zu wollen. Na? Irgendein Kommentar? Nichts? Nichts? Paimon hat nichts zu sagen. Na gut. Dann gucken wir gleich mal. Auf jeden Fall ist ganz, ganz viele Ausrufezeichen haben gesagt, wir sollten auch fürs Update wahrscheinlich noch Urgestein bekommen. Jawohl, ein neues Rezept. Neue Rezepte. Mehrere neue Rezepte. Lieber Reisender, vielen Dank für deine Vorliebe für Spezialitäten aus Teyvat. Hier sind 2 neue Rezepte. Mögen auch deine zukünftigen Reisen voller köstlicher Speisen und guter Begleitung sein. Aha. Danke. So, gleich mal als erstes auf die Map gucken, aber erst gleich. So, beziehungsweise bei der Erkundung gibt es doch sicher jetzt, nee, Mondstadt, Lie, Inazuma, Sumeru. Es gibt kein Fontaine. Ich muss wahrscheinlich erst in dem Gebiet mal meinen Fuß reingesetzt haben. Apropos, andere sammeln Pokémon, ich halt Emotes. Ja. Ich weiß, es tut mir leid. Du kannst ja schon mal Vorschläge machen, welches Emote dir dringend fehlt. Für welche Emotion. Und dann gucken wir mal. So, okay, wir müssen wahrscheinlich erst in Fontaine vorbeikommen, ehe wir da auch entsprechende Reiseereignisse bekommen. Gut, hier startet wieder die übliche Geschichte. Genau, das ist nichts Neues. Okay. Zack. Zum Beispiel ein Schlapphut-Emote. Ja. Das wäre vielleicht so. Es sind ja Schlappohren, kein Schlapphut, ne? Schlapphut ist was anderes. Tron wünscht sich die Schlappohren. Die wackelnden. Ja. Das wäre so. Hundeaugen mit Schlappohren finde ich ganz gut. Ja, eigentlich, ne, theoretisch für jeden Hut hier irgendwie ein Emote, ne? Aber das kostet mich immer extra, sowas. Solche Sonderwünsche. Müssen wir mal gucken. So, was haben wir denn hier in dem Büchlein? Neue Sphären. Noch unbekannt. Ganz viele Unbekannte. Wobei einige dürften gar nicht so unbekannt sein. Gebietssäuberung. Reich der Anfänger. Nö, das ist doch alles, was wir schon kennen. Na gut. Und der Reiseführer. Genau, ein neuer Archontenauftrag. Schau einfach mal in Ruhe, ja. Ein neuer Archontenauftrag, den werden wir natürlich gleich starten, wenn ich mich hier ein bisschen orientiert habe. So, neuer Charakter. Der Lyney? Keine Ahnung. Und unten rechts seine kleine Schwester. Das sind 2 neue Charaktere. Aber ich weiß gar nicht, ob ich auf den rollen will oder lieber auf die Jelan. Weil die habe ich auch noch nicht. Ansonsten Bennett und Barbara. Also Barbara habe ich schon komplett. Ich glaube, Bennett habe ich auch schon fast komplett. Also so viel gibt es mir aktuell nicht zu rollen. Ja, Gott, gut. Bei Bennett fehlt noch der letzte. Erhöht den Pyroschaden der aktuellen Figuren in der Truppe mit Einhändern, Zweihändern und Stangenwaffen. Ja. Wäre nicht verkehrt, so prinzipiell, ne? Hier ist schon wieder was. Nee, das hier schon wieder. Das, was ich nicht verwende. Aber mir trotzdem auf den Keks geht. Gut, wir haben 910 Urgestein. 1600 brauchen wir für 10 Ziehungen. Mal gucken, wie viel wir heute noch zusammenkriegen. So, ach, du Schande. Naturenzyklopädie, Spurensuche im Reich des Wassers. Das Abenteuer geht weiter. Paimon und du seid endlich in Fontaine angekommen. Im Reich des Wassers erwarten euch unzählige wunderschöne Besonderheiten und Landschaften. Schalte eine Statue der 7 in Fontaine frei, um an der Aktion teilzunehmen. Alles klar. Der Vorhang der Zaubershow fällt nie. Die neue Lynette. Oh, Moment, die kann ich direkt einladen, glaube ich. Ja, die kann ich direkt einladen. Guck mal, sie hat Katzenöhrchen und Katzenschwänzchen. Einladen. Zack. Okay, Lynette müssen wir jetzt auch nicht mehr unbedingt ziehen. Was ist die Wind? Okay. Let the magic begin. Greifendes Zahnrad, Lumiduce, Glockenblume. Okay, neuen Charakter.
Get that last part.
So, da gucken wir doch gleich mal. Zack. Wo haben wir sie denn? Die können wir ja gleich ein bisschen aufstufen. Um was zum Ziehen zu bekommen. So. Oh, das war jetzt ein bisschen Verschwendung, aber egal. Dafür ging es schnell. So, einmal Aufstieg. Zack.
My perception has been heightened.
Was hat sie eigentlich für eine Waffe? Ein Schwert. Ein Einhänder. Okay. Die stufen wir jetzt noch... Ne, müssen wir sie nochmal aufstufen? Ne, müssen wir gar nicht. So. Da kriegen wir nämlich hier, zack, schon mal ein Gebet, das wir gleich mal einsetzen können. Ach, sie trinkt Tee. Ich mag sie. Das ist voll süß. Der Bruder ist doof, aber die nehme ich. So, was wollte ich? Ein Gebet. Zack. Kommt eh nichts Besonderes bei rum. Nee. Aber wir haben es mal gemacht. So. Nächste Aufgabe. Probelauf. Genau. Da kriegen wir auch noch ein bisschen Urgestein. Aber das müssen wir jetzt nicht machen. Lyney kriegen wir jetzt nicht geschenkt. Ach, das ist ein... das ist ein Legendenauftrag mit dem. Das hochgelegene Meer, die Mutter aller Gewässer. Neues Gebiet verfügbar. Ja, haben wir schon festgestellt. Rondo von Uhrwerken und Zahnrädern. Ach du Schande. Diese eisige Show ist ein Geschenk des Forschungsinstituts Fontaine und wird von exquisiten Uhrwerkmaker aufgeführt. Auf der Gartenbühne an der Nordseite der Insel Erinjes warten Coppelius und Coppelia auf jeden, der sich an ihrem ewigen Walzer beteiligen möchte. Bei einem Gespräch mit Melade wird die Dialogoption, die du wählst, bestimmen, ob du Coppelias Begräbnis oder Coppelius Bestrafung herausfordern willst. Ebenfalls werden die Materialien für den Figurenausstieg, die du von der Blüte des Flusses der Elemente nach durch deine Wahl bestimmt. Ah, das sind also neue Gegner. Okay, neue Bosse. Einsamer Suzerain über Land und Meere. Gut, die hier sind für Wind. Aha. Und der hier ist für Feuer. In den Tiefen einer Höhle unter dem brodelnden Wasser des Sees haust ein glühender, gepanzerter Kaiser. Er bitte eine Audienz bei diesem Kaiser anstelle seiner törichten Untertanen und beschwichtige seinen Zorn. Noch so ein Boss. Okay, dann die neue Ordnung der Gestirne. Das Übliche, das, was ich nie mache, wo ich eigentlich viel Urgestein kriegen könnte, wenn ich es machen würde, aber wo ich zu faul für bin. Gut. Dann gucken wir mal auf die Map. Was haben wir denn da Neues? Wie groß ist denn das neue Gebiet? Wo ist es überhaupt? Ist das hier? Nee. Wo? Das müsste doch... Wo? Ah! Hier. Ganz schmales Gebiet. Das ist ja... Ach, das ist alles? Das ist relativ klein. Es wird wahrscheinlich auch mit der Zeit vergrößert. Ich meine, hier, guck mal. Ja gut. Ich sag mal so. Nee, hier. Hier geht Sumeru los. Hier ging es lang. Das war auch nicht so riesig, ne? Hier dieser ganze Zweig, dieser ganze Wüstenzweig, der ist ja erst später dazugekommen. Von daher dürfte das noch passen. Das heißt, wir gehen jetzt hier quasi übers Meer. Hier ist ja Wasser, ne? Und dann ist das hier Sumeru. Nicht Sumeru. Fontaine. Ja gut, es ist das Reich des Wasser-Archon.
Exorcism uses thaumaturgy
Oder
and
Archon?
martial arts to
Archon? Ich
conquer
weiß gar nicht,
evil.
wie man das ausspricht.
There are other means to the same end, but they are not the true way.
Entsprechend, klar, Wasser. Dann müssen wir jetzt mal gucken. Dann legen wir mal los. Präludium von Blancheur und Noirceur. Also Weiß und Tag und Nacht oder Weiß und Nacht. Es ist an der Zeit, nach Fontaine zu gehen. Die nächste Phase deiner Reise beginnt. Prolog des Solisten. Dann bin ich ja mal gespannt. Aha, wir fangen erstmal beim Karawanenribat an. Ich traue mich nicht. Habe ich alles erledigt? Ja, komm, auf, trau dich. Da gibt's einen Wasserreisenden dann. Bin ich mal gespannt. Muss ich gleich wieder auf Dendro zurückschalten, weil sonst funktioniert mein eines Nilo-Team nicht mehr. Aber da kriege ich ein Wasser. Also, was kann der denn dann, der Wasserwanderer? Da bin ich gespannt. Lass mich überlegen. Leute verprügelt.
Oh, Paimon remembers. Nahida's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her.
Du hast ein gutes Gedächtnis, Paimon.
So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahida's in charge, right?
Naja.
Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahida won't have any more new problems to deal with.
Solange wir noch in der Gegend sind, ist das schwer vorherzusagen.
Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble. Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out.
Ja, danke.
Anyway, for Nahida's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Jetzt setzen wir unsere Reise fort. Zeit, nach Fontaine aufzubrechen.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Hey, Dea.
Oh, it's Dia! Since when are we just wandering around? We're usually taking care of some serious business. Even though it may have nothing to do with our journey. But never mind that. What brings you here?
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway?
Wir werden Sumeru bald verlassen und uns auf den Weg nach Fontaine machen. Oh, gruseliger Typ, guckt rückwärts.
Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place.
Naja, wir waren schon ziemlich lange in Sumeru, oder?
Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it. Hey, how about I gather a few mercs to escort you two?
Ja, warum nicht?
What do you say?
Wenn du magst.
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss it so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be anything you can't handle. So,
Easy peasy.
when are you leaving?
Sobald wir einige Vorbereitungen abgeschlossen haben. Genau jetzt. Genau jetzt.
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon hasn't tried yet. Now, where's that list?
Genau,
Paimon
wegen deinem
made?
Magen können wir nicht weiter.
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going away party or anything. It's sad enough to see you go like this. Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahida?
Nahida kann auch in Träumen von unserer Abreise erfahren, oder?
Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Wer ist denn dann jetzt der Wasser-Archon? Den werden wir jetzt auch kennenlernen. Ich habe nicht alle Charaktere so genau studiert. Jetzt nur die 2 tatsächlich, die jetzt neu kommen. Ob wir den jetzt schon in diesem Update kennenlernen werden? Nahida ist ja auch relativ spät gekommen.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, traveler in Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Oh, jetzt bin ich fast ein bisschen traurig. Wir sehen uns, Deja.
Goodbye, dear. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
Es kommt mir vor, als wäre das Sumeru-Update erst gestern gewesen. Das ist so krass. Ich bin ja auch noch gar nicht mit allem durch. Ich weiß gar nicht, wann war denn das Sumeru-Update? Das sieht cool aus. Die Wüste fand ich irgendwie doof. Aber immerhin gab es dazu auch einen Dschungel, von daher. Land des Quellwassers. Den Wasser-Archon bin ich echt gespannt. So, wo sind wir jetzt hier? Moment, nein, ich will nicht chatten. Ich auf die Map. Ah ja. Aha. Den haben wir anscheinend schon aktiviert, den Punkt hier. Interessant. Wie das? So, hier unten ist irgendwo, sehe ich das richtig? Moment. Da, genau, ist ein Boot. Ich habe mich nämlich schon gefragt, wie wir rüberkommen sollen, aber da ist ein Boot irgendwo.
I ride on wind and cloud alike.
Ich weiß gar nicht, ich bin nie zu diesem Punkt, glaube ich, gelaufen. Ob man schon vor dem Update hier hingucken konnte. Also hier hingehen konnte man anscheinend, ja. Aber konnte man so weit gucken? Ich habe es nie ausgetestet. Ich bin aber auch immer viel zu wenig neugierig auf die Ränder dieser Welt. Tron holt seine Schwimmflügel. Na. Zack. Dann holen wir mal das Bildchen. Es ist ja voll nah. Wenn man mal mit Inazuma vergleicht, wie weit wir da reisen mussten. So. Ah, mit dem Update können wir jetzt demnächst auch tauchen. Tatsächlich, das finde ich cool. Obwohl Unterwassermechaniken nerven mich eigentlich normalerweise, aber trotzdem ist cool. So, jetzt schwimmen wir einfach hier schräg gegenüber rüber und... Nein, ich will nicht chatten! Die Frage ist, wo ist der... Oh, Questmarker. Schon ein... Was bist du denn? Ein Aquaculus? Aquaculus. Mal schauen. Guten Abend, Untold Tobi. Na, wie ist es? Alles fit? Ich will da hochklettern. So. Ein verlorener Hydroculus. Ja klar, Hydrokraft. Hydroculus nennen sich die Dinger also. Na gut. Ja, ich muss hier anlegen. Und die Statue ist ganz oben. Wie komme ich denn da hin? Na super. Ich dachte, die Statue wäre wenigstens schön direkt hier. Aber nö.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it. Oh, this must be Fontaine's port.
Das ist ja cool. Dieser riesen Wasserfall.
Wow. Everything looks so advanced in Fontaine. that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual machines.
Es ist beeindruckender, als ich mir vorgestellt habe.
Just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do. What do you think?
Besuchen wir als erstes den Hydro-Archon.
Good idea. Nahida gave us loads of useful information.
Bin fast durch bei Zelda und habe irgendwie keinen Bock mehr. Ich habe noch so viel Krockkacki zu sammeln und die ganzen Brunnen. Die Brunnen habe ich bisher alle ignoriert. Alle. Bin immer dran vorbeigerannt. Sollte ich vielleicht mal anfangen, sie zu machen. Wäre gut.
Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point.
Aha. Wir machen diese Reise, um meinen Bruder zu finden, um nach der Wahrheit zu suchen. Beides.
The more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro-Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a very unique personality, whatever that means.
Okay.
To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
Lass mich raten, sie sind alle voll mega unhöflich.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Willst du per Zufall einen Code für Genshin Impact haben? Wenn du einen abzugeben hast, aber schick mir den am besten dann über Discord oder so, nicht hier in den öffentlichen Chat. Oder in der PM.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
Reden die über ein Theaterstück, oder?
Excuse me. Can I help you too? I couldn't help but notice you standing here listening.
Ich bin im Moment, glaube ich, nicht auf deinem Discord. Ja, dann hier einfach per persönliche Nachricht, würde ich sagen. Also anflüstern. Sonst klaut dir den noch jemand weg.
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seem to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact, it's a case that was just heard a few days ago.
Ach so, okay.
Really? Like, a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of story.
Ja, das klang wirklich wie ein Theaterstück.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough.
Ja, ich kann ihn sehen, Antol Tobi. Dankeschön.
Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here. You probably don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
Also werden die Verhandlungen als eine Art Oper betrachtet.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things. It's just that putting someone on trial is usually a very serious thing.
Mhm. Einfach so bald wie möglich einlösen, damit er nicht abläuft. Ja, vielleicht am besten gleich im Stream. Aber erstmal klicken wir hier durch. Dann mache ich das Bild kurz weg, damit es dann nicht dann noch jemand wegklaut und dann können wir den einlösen.
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases.
Mhm, so ein
And
Mord
as
und
for your
Totschlag.
worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette. As well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
Eine von der Göttin des Wassers erschaffene gerichtliche Vorrichtung. Ist das legendäre Land der Gerechtigkeit?
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should check it out if we get the chance. Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question. Do you know what we should do if we want to meet the Hydro-Archon?
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Furina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
Ah ja, das ist ja einfach.
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Im Voraus anmelden, Zeitplan?
Huh. Is the Hydro-Archon super busy taking care of official stuff? Wait, didn't you say that she's always at the Opera House?
No. Lady Furina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she's incredibly popular.
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough of her.
Okay.
Huh. First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before. Wait! Paimon gets it now! The Hydro-Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Nee, jetzt bin ich gespannt.
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Oder ist es Jelan? Einfach weil Jelan gerade im Banner ist.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should show some more respect.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur.
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro-Archon.
Die Einwohner von Fontaine scheinen den Hydro-Archon sehr zu mögen.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro-Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take? Guess we could have a look around the city in the meantime. Hey! What are you looking over there for?
Das Mädchen da drüben, sie steht dort schon eine ganze Weile ganz allein rum.
Huh.
Ah.
Maybe something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she?
Sieht flach aus.
Maybe we better go check on her.
Okay. Präludium von Blancheur und Noirceur. Okay. Okay, Moment. Bild. Zack. Zack. Und dann gucken wir mal, dass wir den Code eingeben. Gutscheincode. Hier. So, dann gucken wir mal. Eingeben. Ich suche einen Buchstaben da. Hä? Ich habe ihn... Ach, Mann, hat nicht geklappt. Moment. Du weißt nicht, was er gibt. Ich auch nicht. Also, klar weiß ich es nicht. Mal schauen. So. So. Moment. Okay, scheint geklappt zu haben. Jetzt müsste ich wahrscheinlich per Post was bekommen. Und dann schauen wir mal, was es gibt. 60 Urgestein. 100.000 Gold. Noch ein Kistchen. Oh, das war ja ein guter Gutscheincode. Der war nice. Dankeschön. Der war ja richtig gut. Gönn dir. Ja, danke.
Cool to quiet the spirit and calm my vital energy.
Noch eine neue Nachricht? Nee, das war die.
Infused water with
Verlorene
ice
Eier
is
auf
the most
Brot
effective.
gab's dafür. So, wo ist sie? Da. Da.
Hello there. Excuse me. Are you alright?
Huh? Ah, I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself.
Okay, wenn du
I was
sagst.
just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
Seid ihr diese besonderen Wasserwesen aus Fontaine?
No, people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And no, I can still see that hill clearly in my memories. Now, it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of the sea. But now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories. It won't be long before it swallows us.
Du bist ja Depri.
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
Ah, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Naja.
Oh, and you are?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lyney, and this is my sister Lynette. If I
Lyney
had
und
to guess,
Lynette.
I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Hast du auch Katzenöhrchen?
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone.
Die
In
steht
fact,
genau
she
neben
seldom
dir.
speaks at all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Ja, das glaube ich dir sofort.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason.
Du sprichst ja die ganze Zeit für mich, Paimon, weil du mir die Worte aus dem Mund stiehlst.
So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories? And that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. Where
Was geht denn
to
vor?
begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler.
Okay, schon bekannt. Hallo Lyney, schön dich kennenzulernen. Ach nee, hatten wir schon gesagt, ne? Keine Ahnung. Egal. Er hat auf jeden Fall schon gesagt, er ist Lyney.
And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might prove useful.
Ja, aber mir hat er doch die Hand gegeben, also.
Alright then. Well, Paimon's just happy to have a local friend now. By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro-Archon. Would you be able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Furina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. I'll gladly take you once I finish things here. Please, follow me.
Ich würde gerne zur Statue. Dann folge ich dir halt. So, du gehst zur Statue. Du kannst ruhig ein bisschen schneller gehen.
You said you were going to see Lady Furina? Well, it seems Lady Furina has come to see you.
Ach du Schande. Okay. Ah! Nee. Das ist sie aber nicht, oder? Sie hat ja Elektro. Nee, okay.
So, she's the Hydro-Archon? But how did she know we were looking for her?
Hat überall ihre Spione.
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu.
Okay.
As you can all see, 2 unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and her companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Okay. Was für ein Empfang.
Is she talking about us?
Keiner hier scheint ein Glas zu halten.
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally.
Danke, welche Ehre?
Fear is for insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured. I see clearly your sincerity.
Und die ist so mega beliebt. Die ist irgendwie komisch.
Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the...
Oh Gott, wie hochnäsig.
Correct banner.
Die wird sich bestens mit Fischl vertragen.
I, Fosalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro.
Aha.
And acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
Nun, den Archon zu finden war diesmal echt einfach.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes. But the Hydro-Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? A little over the top? Miss Hydro-Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities.
Mhm. Okay. Alles klar bei dir. Werbung, nein! Ja, Werbung. Warum ist denn schon wieder so häufig Werbung eingestellt hier? Kann ich's? Moment. Editieren. Irgendwie, die Werbeeinstellungen werden ständig weggeschaltet. Meine Einstellungen. So. So. Jetzt sind die Einstellungen wieder. Ich habe nur Star Wars Werbung gesehen, ja. Die stellen halt immer die resetten immer meine Werbeeinstellungen. Das ist voll doof. Das war jetzt wieder auf alle 15 Minuten irgendwas einblenden. Das soll eigentlich nicht passieren. Moment. Obwohl, so sollte es doch passen. Ich bin verwirrt. So. Jetzt. Habe ja auch nichts anderes zu tun, als das jetzt einzustellen, ne? Was passiert in den letzten 50 Sekunden? Sie hat, viel geredet und findet sich super geil. Das ist passiert.
You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know everything about you.
Oh, talk about
Sie ist ganz schön arrogant, ja. Und betont ihren Status als Archon sehr gern.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough? What else should I say?
Gar nichts. Sei einfach still, bitte.
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Das ist ein Moonboots-Fail.
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Furina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Reintreten und wohlfühlen.
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Furina? Is there some kind of drama going on?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Furina came here to personally see her. Oh, I bet this is going to be the duel of the century.
Duell? Wer redet hier von Duell? Duell. Okay.
Oh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Furina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy. And despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus.
Duell?
You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Und wer fragt mich?
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Dann zeig mir, was du kannst. Okay. Das war nicht das Richtige. Was gucken die jetzt alle so?
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
Okay, Prügel!
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Aber sie hat doch angefangen!
Stand down, Clorend. I admire her bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. She is obviously a true warrior.
Was willst du dann von mir?
Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and
Oh,
a mere
Maul.
duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Oh, yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. I'm getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
Es ist ein Fall für Hinternversohlen.
Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind of duel. A duel in court!
Ich habe ja auch nichts Besseres zu tun.
All right. Now that'll be worth seeing.
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. Such a grand opera house. It would be a pity
Jetzt werde ich hier noch angeklagt, oder was?
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
Wir haben uns keiner Verbrechen schuldig gemacht. Wir sind gerade erst angekommen.
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious, isn't it?
Offensichtlich?
According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of violating this law, no?
Aber wie soll ich denn sonst aus dem Boot kommen? Sie hat Angst.
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Furina. No one knows the laws of Fontaine like she does.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object? You mean Paimon?
Precisely.
Ach so.
If you
Sie
two
meint
have no
Paimon.
objections, then in the name of the Hydro-Archon, I order your arrest.
Aber sowas für ein Fall fürs Hinternversohlen, ey, hier.
My apologies, Lady Furina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Lyney. Finally, someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying object?
Ah, great magician Lyney, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object, but how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show.
Was für eine Piep.
So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick
Die
for
würde sich
everyone.
bestens mit Fischl verstehen. Okay, was nun?
Ta-da!
Tada!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
In dem Moment, als... Ah! Okay.
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Paimon ist ein Ballon. Okay.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good. Nice one.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seems Lady Furina's charges no longer hold water.
Aber ist nicht ein Ballon dann auch ein Flugobjekt? Ein Paiballon.
Amusing. Very amusing, Lyney. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
In which case, consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Lyney and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now. Toodaloo!
Das ist ein seltsames Völkchen. Ein sehr seltsames Völkchen. Okay.
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. You never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Das ist eine verwöhnte Göre, das ist eine Göttin. Die darf das. Vielen Dank für vorhin, Lyney.
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Furina is?
She can be a bit confusing at
Eine
times,
Göre,
but she's
klarer
so
Fall.
amenable to reason.
Ja, es war gerade ziemlich verwirrend. Ist sie wirklich vernünftig?
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Lyney. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
Okay, das Opernhaus ist also das Gerichtsgebäude plus das Kunstgebäude.
But
Okay.
isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people
Ja,
of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a performance can be a little blurred.
ja, den Eindruck habe ich
And
auch.
speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
Das wäre mir ein großes Vergnügen.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first.
Zögere nicht, mir Bescheid zu geben, wenn du Hilfe brauchst.
You really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer.
Was eine random Stadt und wie willkürlich Regeln. Das klingt nach einer Diktatur von der Göre. Ne, willkürlich sind die Regeln ja nicht. Offensichtlich haben sie die aufgestellt. Also, sie hat sie sich ja nicht on the fly ausgedacht. Also, haben anscheinend Gesetzestexte, über die man vielleicht diskutieren könnte.
This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Aha, okay, ja, gut.
What are they going to use it for?
About that... You asked me before about the prophecy, right? Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine.
Vielleicht hat sie sich das einfach nur ausgedacht, um zu schikanieren. Garantiert.
It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved.
Ach so?
Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro-Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro-Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
Das Meer überflutet nach und nach diese Erinnerungen und danach sind wir an der Reihe.
Many places have already been completely submerged.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them.
Und da kannst du alles reinstecken, oder wie?
As a magical item, these magic pockets have
Sehr nützlich
astonishing
bei Umzügen.
capacity. I'm sure they will come in
Kann ich auch eine
handy when people
kaufen?
are
Ich hätte
moving
auch
their
gerne eine.
belongings.
Ich hätte sehr gerne eine, da kann ich meinen ganzen Krempel einfach reinschmeißen. Das ist ja geil.
Oh, Paimon gets it. It's like preparing for a rainy day.
Ich will auch, ja. Aber hallo.
More than a bit of rain.
Wenn die Prophezeiung wahr ist, lässt sich diese Katastrophe wirklich nicht abwenden?
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Dann gucken wir mal. Aha. Eine Errungenschaft. Erfahre von der Prophezeiung, die in Fontaine kursiert. Zack. Dann gehen wir mal Taschen verteilen.
Exorcism uses thaumaturgy and martial arts to conquer evil. There are other means to the
Guten
same
Tag,
end, but they
Herr
are not the true
Polizist.
way.
Oh, netter Schnauzer. Super Mario hat sich hier versteckt.
So you also believe in the prophecy. Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
Eine gute Basis für einen Kult.
What? You mean you don't believe in the prophecy?
No, I believe in the prophecy. But I also believe in another story. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. But as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies. Thus could people set foot on land. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die. You should probably still take it.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved into the water doesn't necessarily mean death.
Na denn.
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about. My apologies for not recognizing you earlier. Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess it's better to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Einfache Lösung, die Leute sollen sich mutieren lassen und Kiemen wachsen lassen. Ich glaube, so einfach geht das nicht. Vielleicht, wenn man ganz doll die Luft anhält. Oder so, keine Ahnung.
Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf when you get the chance.
I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover everything. Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time?
You should still take it. You never know when it'll come in handy.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now.
Naja, besser als sein Leben zu verlieren, oder? Just saying. So, ich würde doch gerne langsam mal die Statue freischalten.
Oh, you already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have to say? I bet you heard some, interesting opinions.
Ich wollte eigentlich auch mal weiterspielen bei Genshin Impact, aber ich habe noch Diablo 4 und dann Baldur's Gate 3 meinst du vermutlich, nicht 4. Aber ja, Baldur's Gate muss ich auch anfangen. Hätte ich schon Bock drauf, aber es ist so lang. Stimmt, viele sind ziemlich störrig.
Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
Das auch noch.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll...
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some Romaritime flowers. I remember seeing them near the waterfront on the east side of the harbor.
Das auch noch. Aber wenn ich mir Baldur's Gate 3 kaufe, will ich ganz empfehlen, nur daran am Suchten und morgens bis abends am Zocken. Das glaube ich dir. Ich hätte schon echt Bock drauf, aber ja, genau das hält einen ab.
Seems we have to use Hydro to collect Romaritime flowers.
Aha. Okay.
No, my sword!
So, jetzt haben wir gesammelt. Okay.
Body and mind.
Ist aber schon echt lange her, dass ich auch nur mal einen Tag
I can
hatte,
tell you're an
durchzuzocken.
experienced traveler. I've also finished collecting a few here. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power-saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the court of Fontaine.
So, we're going to the court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city and try...
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there?
Nein.
The young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Ich habe jetzt 2 Wochen Ferien, bin halt normal am Arbeiten als Hauswart. Ja, theoretisch habe ich ja schon Zeit, aber die investiere ich halt in Stream und Videos aufnehmen und schneiden. Also das ist dann nicht so gemütlich rumsitzen und zocken, sondern, ja, vor der Kamera zocken ist halt ein bisschen anders. Und dann habe ich höchstens mal abends ein Stündchen, halbes Stündchen, wenn es hochkommt.
She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't discover what you're really doing. Watch her movements carefully.
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run.
Okay, alles klar.
All right, let's go.
Verstehe ich vollkommen. Ich hatte es auch mit Stream versucht, aber ich bin dafür zu unregelmäßig. Ja, man muss schon recht regelmäßig streamen. Das stimmt. So, wo gehen wir denn am besten hin jetzt? Hier. Und dann auch noch zu anständigen Zeiten. Ich bin eigentlich viel zu spät dran immer zeitlich mit Streamen. Eigentlich müsste ich so nachmittags streamen. Das wäre das Beste. Um auch Zuschauer zu gewinnen. Aber dafür habe ich dann auch wieder nicht die Zeit. Also erst abends. Und du schaust gern anderen zu, ja. Siehst du, ich bin gar nicht so die Let's Play- und Stream-Zuschauerin tatsächlich. Wenn ich nicht gerade irgendwo eine Lösung suche oder so, gucke ich tatsächlich sehr selten Let's Plays. Oder halt andere Streams. Okay. Ein Hydroculus. Du schaust seit fast 9 Jahren Zombie. Ui. Ganz treuer Fan. Auf den Aquabus warten. Es gibt einen Aquabus? Cool. Noch ein Hydroculus. So.
This is the spot where Lyney wanted us to wait.
Na, da ist sie ja.
Oh, look! Isn't that her?
Halten wir sie auf.
Oh no! Did she notice us? She started running the other direction! What should we do? Should we chase her?
Unsere Aufgabe ist es, ihr hier den Weg zu versperren. Lyney und seine Schwester werden sich um den Rest kümmern.
You're right. She might also be trying to lure us away.
Wir sehen sie nicht wieder.
Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Lyney caught the thief.
Hier scheint es nichts mehr zu geben, was wir tun könnten. Gehen wir zu Lyney.
Yeah, let's go.
Ah, Kätzchen. Kätzchen. Kannst du streicheln. Fables de Fontaine. Band 2. Ah, Cookie, Statue. Manu.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
No, that was all. Oh, I can't thank you enough. I didn't notice a thing earlier. Anyway, I should be going now. Thanks again.
Ich habe auch ca. 80 Kanäle auf YouTube abonniert und schaue die ganze Zeit irgendwelche Sachen. Wow, das sind echt viele. Ich habe vielleicht, weiß nicht, so 10, 15. Und da ist vieles bei, wie die Kamera von einem Zoo, die der Otter hat. kann man Otter beobachten. Oder sowas wie der Bob Ross Kanal. Ich habe sowieso viele Künstler auf meiner Liste. Da kann man so ganz in Ruhe zugucken. Einfach mal so hin und wieder reinschauen, was die so machen.
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already gone.
I saw the general direction she went, but Lyney twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Oh, did you get hurt, Lyney?
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling better already.
Ach, du hast nur so
If
getan.
you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it.
Genau, tu dir nicht
Imagine
weh.
what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
You're right. Sorry, Lynette.
...300 Videos von jeweils 4 Stunden? Oh.
I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated. But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete failure.
What a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out all right in the end, though. Lyney's initiative paid off.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go to the court of Fontaine now.
Ich will erstmal die Statue aktivieren, die so gar nicht aussieht wie der Archon, aber gut. Lass mich, lass mich, lass mich. Offen steht dir diese Welt, wenn Edelmut dein Herz erhält. Yay! Okay. Ah, das ist der Aquabus. Das ist ja spannend. Das ist ja spannend. Okay. So. Hä, ist die Statue der 7 gerade plötzlich hell erstrahlt? Seltsam. Ist das vorher schon einmal passiert? Es ist doch normal, dass die Statue der 7 strahlt. Ist gerade Wasser aus der Statue gekommen? Ist doch eigentlich normal. Matsu, fühlst du dich etwas komisch? Igitt, das Wasser, es spricht zu mir. Oha, ich habe das Gefühl, ich kann durch Kiemen atmen. Na schön, dann lass dir erst einmal ein paar Kiemen wachsen. Ha, du scheinst ja in guter Verfassung zu sein. Palmer hatte sich schon für einen Augenblick Sorgen gemacht. Jedenfalls ist die Luft hier wirklich etwas schwül geworden, nachdem das Licht aufgeblitzt ist. Vielleicht liegt es ja an der hervorgetretenen Hydrokraft. Palmer hat gehört, dass man in Fontaine unbeschwert tauchen kann, wenn man die Elementarkraft gut beherrscht. Vielleicht kann man sogar untergegangene Schätze bergen. Das Bergen der Schätze ist deine Aufgabe und Paimon hält dir vom Strand aus den Rücken frei. Na toll. Wie groß ist jetzt die ganze Karte? Ich zeig's dir gleich nochmal kurz. Allein im Wasser ist es doch recht einsam. Oh, aber es ist unheimlich unter Wasser. Man könnte aus Versehen von einer Strömung erfasst und durcheinandergewirbelt werden, ohne davonfliegen zu können. Genau wie damals, als Paimon dich in Mondstadt traf. Dann angle ich dich wieder raus. Wirklich? Na dann kann Paimon auch mit dir ins Wasser gehen. Ah, aber du musst dein Versprechen auch halten. Segen von Fontaine. Eine wundersame Kraft, die von der Statue ausgeht und dir den Segen des transozeanischen Urwassers verleiht. Damit kannst du ungehindert durch die Gewässer der Seen Fontaines reisen. Unter dem Schutz des transozeanischen Urwassers verbrauchst du bei der Bewegung unter Wasser keine Ausdauer, sondern Wasserausdauer. Wenn dir die Wasserausdauer ausgeht, wirst du also nicht ertrinken und ohnmächtig werden. Aha, okay. Spannend. Was habe ich denn jetzt in der Tasche? Oh, da ist ganz viel abgelaufen. Ah! Kiste der Umbau. Nee, hier, neu. Teilpaket mit nützlichen Materialien. Ja, dann. Ach so, ich kann mir eins aussuchen. Das ist natürlich nice. Aber das mache ich dann später. Irgendwann. Vielleicht. Eventuell. So. Spurensuche im Reich des Wassers. Für die Aktion Naturenzyklopädie Spurensuche im Reich des Wassers musst du bestimmte Arten von Rohstoffen sammeln. Auf der Karte werden empfohlene Sammelstellen für einige dieser Rohstoffe angezeigt. Wenn du dich einer Sammelstelle näherst, werden auf der Minikarte automatisch nahegelegene Zielrohstoffe angezeigt. Sprich mit Meilaret vor der Herausforderung, um ein Stück auszuwählen, das die eventuellen Materialien, die nach Abschluss der Herausforderung durch die Blüte des Flusses der Elemente beansprucht werden können, unterscheiden sich auch je nachdem, welche Herausforderung du abschließt. Gegen die unzerstörbare Rüstung. Bei der doppelhörnigen Krone geschmolzenen Feuers des Kaisers von Feuer und Eisen handelt es sich um ein Pyro-Organ, mit dem er furchterregende Elementarangriffe zu entfesseln weiß. Sie dient außerdem als ausgezeichnete Verteidigung, mache die Elementarreaktion zu nutzen, um seinen Elementarschild im richtigen Moment zu durchbrechen. Möglicherweise wird dadurch ja der Kampf ein ganzes Stück leichter. Das war ein Witz mit dem Kiemenwachsen. Tja, jetzt funktioniert's. Okay, das geht aber nur irgendwie 10 Tage. Müssen wir mal gucken, dass wir da durchkommen, aber wahrscheinlich heute nicht. Dann wahrscheinlich erst nächste Woche. Boah, es ist mega stickig hier in der Bude. Ich merke es gerade, dass ich gerade ein bisschen Probleme mit dem Luftholen kriege. Aber ich muss ja zum Glück nicht viel reden bei Archonten-Aufträgen. Da ist ja viel, Voice-Over drin. Synchronisation. So nennt man das. Synchronisation. Schnell noch ein Schlückchen Wasser. Und dann können wir doch eigentlich jetzt hier auch die Wasserkraft erhalten, ne? Statue anbeten. Die können wir schon mal... Über verlorene Geokoli, ja? Die können wir doch schon mal da bringen. Hydrosiegel gibt es hier auch. Segen der Statue. Das ist aber nur... Achso, ich bin jetzt schon der Hydro-Traveler. Mal gucken. Wo ist mein Traveler? Da. Ist doch noch grün. Gibt's keinen? Nee, das ist noch der Dendro-Traveler. Aber muss ich nicht... Ach nee, ich muss den Traveler haben. Moment. So. Ich glaube, direkt mit dem Traveler muss ich das machen. Oh, stimmt. Das neue Truppenmenü.
This world is full of unsolved.
So. Einklang mit der Hydrokraft, genau. So, jetzt haben wir den Hydro-Traveler. Sogar eine Errungenschaft. Erhalte die Hydrokraft. So, das passt jetzt natürlich nicht in meinen alten Teambild. Aber das muss man eh erstmal alles freischalten. So, was haben wir denn für Talente? Der rippt den Strom schneller aus, gedrückt halten, Zielmodus und feuert ununterbrochen Tautropfen in Zielrichtung ab. Löst am Ende vorgerichten. Suffusion. Verfügt die Reisende beim Gedrückthalten über mehr als 50% LP, so erhöht sich der durch die Tautropfen verursachte Schaden entsprechend der Max LP der Reisenden. Allerdings werden sekündlich die LP der Reisenden verbraucht. Ach du Schande. Okay. Löst eine sich langsam bewegende Blase aus, die Gegner in der Nähe fortlaufend Hydroschaden zufügt. Okay, ungetrübtes Wasser. Nachdem Gegner durch Tautropfen getroffen wurden, die durch erzeugt werden, entsteht in der Nähe der Reisenden ein Quellwassertropfen, der beim Einsammeln 7% von deren LP wiederherstellt. Okay, ja, ein Heiler quasi. Wurden wir... So weit sich in der Fähigkeit Schaden erupte. Ja, gut, muss man sich alles merken können. Theoretisch, praktisch, nein. So. Dann würde ich sagen, hole ich mir erstmal die Dendro-Fähigkeit zurück. Achso, ich wollte dir ja die Map zeigen. Guck mal hier, das ist hier alles Sumeru. Hier ist noch die große Map. Da ist alles. Weiter raus kann ich leider nicht. Und hier ist Inazuma. Also schon eine ziemlich große Map inzwischen. Mich würde mal interessieren, was hier zwischen ist. Richtig groß, ja. Dagegen ist Fontaine eigentlich, zumindest das Gebiet, jetzt echt klein. Das sollte man ja relativ schnell durchkriegen, aber da wird bestimmt noch mit der Zeit was kommen. So, ich wollte jetzt erstmal den Dendro wieder haben. Genau. Ich finde das neue Menü echt schick. Können wir auch mehr neue... Nee, immer noch nur maximal 10 Truppen. Naja. So, dann... Weiter im Text.
This thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around! People in Fontaine really know how to use water.
This is an aquabus. It allows people to travel between several key locations around Fontaine. It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same. That's why it's better to travel with friends.
So you mean it's still boring, even when I'm riding with you?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's the same as being at home.
Whatever.
Wie nett.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
Huch, wer kommt? Ach, dich kennen wir doch. Dich kennen wir doch. Die haben wir schon mal getroffen.
What? Traveler! Paimon! Charlotte!
Charlotte!
Oh, I'd never guessed I'd bump into you all riding the Aquabus. In the story of my life, this is big news. What are you doing in Fontaine? I didn't hear anything about you paying us a visit.
Yeah, it's quite the coincidence, but as travelers, we're always on the move. It's not surprising that nobody knew we were coming. Though we still have no idea how the Hydro-Archon knew about us. Oh, let Paimon introduce you to our new friends!
Oh, no need for introductions, Paimon. I would recognize the great magician Lyney and his assistant Lynette anywhere.
Okay, kennt jeder. Total die Berühmtheiten.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
It's an honor to meet you.
Now that everyone knows each other, Fontaine suddenly doesn't feel like such an unfamiliar place. So, what have you been up to lately, Charlotte? Any big news?
Not too much. When there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days.
Das würde definitiv meine Aufmerksamkeit erregen. Aber es sind nicht wirklich die Dinge, die du suchst, oder?
Ah, you're right. Seems you know me pretty well. What I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents. Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, a series of cases, actually. You mean the serial disappearances of young women case? That's right! These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen. If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird, oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to be revealed.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the culprit hasn't been found?
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago. And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace.
Okay.
The scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have ever been found. Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen.
Könnten es also etwa mehrere Täter sein? Vielleicht versuchen ja andere Kriminelle, das Verbrechen nachzuahmen.
Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it, waiting to be exposed.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Lyney.
Ihr setzt euer Gespräch auf dem Aquabus fort und ehe es euch versieht, erreicht ihr bald euer Ziel. Noch mehr Hydrokulusse. Ich höre sie doch schon.
Hey, we're almost there!
Na, vielleicht sind wir auch dran vorbeigefahren. Ist ja auch mal eine interessante Idee, so einen ganzen Kanal nur für so einen Wasserbus zu bauen. So ein bisschen was vom Nussknacker, oder?
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this. Yeah, us as well. The ride went by too quickly. Ah, I have an interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late. Okay. Paimon hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have time.
Okay.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone. Well, where should we go now?
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials we collected.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Also wir können auch alleine und so. Ui. In Regen gehüllte Stadt. Können wir hier schon mal... Ja, hier könnte eine Statue sein. Ich muss sie nur finden. Wo ist sie? Wo ist sie? Wo ist sie? Wir müssen nach oben. Gehen wir zu 4. Mal schauen, wo wir rauskommen. Die Statue müsste ja weiter oben sein. Okay. Okay. Jetzt erzählen wir nicht, die ist da ganz oben. Nee, die müsste... Passt schon. Da ist sie ja doch. Ah, da ist sie ja. Oh, wer rennt denn da? Liat. Oh Gott. Was bist du denn? Ein Rehlein? Juhu. Offen steht dir diese Welt, wenn Edelmut dein Herz erhält. Tada! Bezirk des Hofs von Fontaine. Nur 3 Statuen, um hier alles freizuschalten. Spannend. Auch nicht viele Teleporter, wie ich sehe. Ja, doch hier 2. Da einer unter der Erde. Doch recht viele unterirdisch. Ah, jetzt müsste ja ganz neu, das haben sie ja neu eingeführt, müsste es auch Maps für den Untergrund geben. Das ist nämlich gerade hier sehr praktisch. Hier ist nämlich ziemlich viel im Untergrund. Moment, da. Hin und wieder wirst du auf deiner Karte Markierungen für Teleportationspunkte und Eingänge zu Sphären entdecken, die mit dieser kleinen Eckmarkierung versehen wird. Diese bedeuten, dass sich die entsprechenden Orte auf unterschiedlichen Ebenen der Karte befinden. Sobald du die Karte für die entsprechende Ebene freigeschaltet hast, kannst du eine dieser Markierungen wählen, um die entsprechende Karte zu öffnen. Aber die Ebenenmarkierung auf der rechten Seite des Kartenfensters kannst du durch die einzelnen Ebenen des Gebiets wechseln und zur obersten Kartenebene zurückkehren, indem du das große Symbol am oberen Rand wählst. Das hätte ich gern schon für Sumeru gehabt. Da hatten wir so viele Höhlen und alles. Wenn du durch die einzelnen Kartenebenen wechselst, werden die entsprechenden Eckmarkierungen der jeweiligen Ebene in hellblau angezeigt. Wenn sich die Kreise zum Markieren bestimmter Kartenbereiche, zum Beispiel für Auftrags- und Aktionsgebiete, nicht auf der aktuellen Kartenebene befinden, werden sie mit gepunkteten Linien gemalt. Wenn sich außerdem in der Mitte der Karte verschiedene Kartenebenen befinden und du schon einmal in diesem Gebiet warst, kannst du mit Hilfe der Ebenenmarkierung auf der rechten Seite zur entsprechenden Karte wechseln. Ey, das ist so unfassbar viel wert. Hier, schaut euch das mal ein. Allein hier für Sumeru. Allein hier für Sumeru. Hier auch. Das ist so viel wert. Ah, jetzt weiß ich, wie ich hier hinkomme. Haha. Nur hier weiß ich es nicht. Ach, das wird oberirdisch sein. Ey, das ist bestes Feature. Bestes Feature, sage ich nur. So, wo müssen wir jetzt hin? Nach unten? Ah, guck mal, da haben wir doch schon den Schmied. Da sind noch ganz viele Teleporter noch. Was ist das? Essen? Hotel de Bois. Mhm. Ansehensbelohnung? Abenteurergilde, nee. Alchemie? Wo gibt es denn hier Ansehensbelohnung? Anscheinend nicht hier. Oh, hier sind aber ziemlich... Doch, hier sind recht viele einzelne Teleporter. Okay. Gucken wir mal. So, ich denke mal, wir müssen wieder zur Ebene 1 runter. Huch, es dreht sich. So, wohin? Da. Hallo, Dieter. Mann, ist das hoch, ey. Holla die Waldfee. Das ist alles auf mehreren Ebenen.
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did everyone else go? I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Okay, kein NPC, sondern wahrscheinlich spielbar. Zumindest vom Outfit her.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
Aber kein...
I see.
Ja.
Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped.
Kein Auge. Auge heißt es.
Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Hello.
Nee.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very proud to have a diver as a brother, Lyney.
Du scheinst eine große Familie zu haben, Lyney.
Lyney, could you come here for a moment?
What is it,
Ah,
Fremine?
doch, da hat er ein Auge.
Do you have something to tell me?
Am linken Bein. Alles gut, redet ihr beide miteinander. Ja, da hat er ein Auge. Was ist es? Eis. Eis ist es. Kryo.
Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry for the interruption. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take these to the workshop.
Jetzt regnet es auch noch hier.
Looks like rain.
Nee, das ist Säure.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago?
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
Spannend.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went, every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain.
Ich glaube, der ist nach Lie rüber.
When I was a child, My mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
Könnte dieser Drache der Elementardrache von Fontaine sein?
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual.
Ja, schon irgendwie.
Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
Sorry. It might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers. It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Lyney?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Aeneas. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Verstehe. Geh du schon mal vor.
Oh, are you leaving now?
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the materials for the magic pockets, is that it? Perhaps we could trouble the traveler to help us take these materials to the Beaumont workshop and deliver them to the owner there?
Noch mehr neue Charaktere.
I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted. And the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always been a little afraid of her.
No trouble at all. Don't worry, we're on the case.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks. I'll think of a way to make it up to you.
Oh, no need. This will be a walk in the park for us.
Sehr viel Story. Ja, Archontenauftrag ist ja immer, wenn ein neues Gebiet freigeschaltet wird. Ich könnte jetzt auch einfach erkunden gehen. Aber meistens schaltet die Story ja auch neue Fähigkeiten und alles frei, von daher. Erstmal sich hier durchleiten lassen, dann mal schauen.
Hello? Is there anyone here?
Okay.
Oh, hello there. New
Kein
customers?
spielbarer Charakter.
Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making...
Zaubertaschen.
Ah, these must be for magic pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders worth now.
Müssen wir sie bezahlen?
No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of gold.
Okay.
Whoa. So, is Lyney actually loaded?
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician in Fontaine.
Hey, is this machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Naja.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And wasting is a kind of crime.
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Dampf?
Well, it's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you, but basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Eine Energie, die durch Gerichtsverhandlungen erzeugt wird. Ja, das nenne ich mal innovativ, Leute.
Huh? How can trials produce energy?
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself, but basically, when a trial is in session, the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all around Fontaine.
Die Oratrice Mécanique de Analyse Cardinal. Ach, das war diese Maschine.
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments. But Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a stable power source for these machines?
Das ist die Energy. Sowohl Venti als auch Nahida haben gesagt, die Götter stützen sich auf den Glauben, um ihre Macht zu erhalten.
Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro-Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Mm-hmm. Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it makes sense.
Macht total Sinn.
Besides Indemnitium, we have another type of energy called Mumusia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you wouldn't mind.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month? Why are you hounding me now?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no, 70%.
Eh?
Huh? You...
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. Maybe now is a good time to leave?
Das klingt nach einem gewöhnlichen Schuldverhältnis. Naja, du hast recht.
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments,
ach, guck mal, wen haben wir denn da?
Debts first. If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before...
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Traveler, Paimon!
I
didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
Wir scheinen heute auch viele Freunde zu treffen.
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now. And honestly, things have been pretty boring. But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Total.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far. Right, Trevor?
Von stürmischen Gewässern haben wir erstmal genug.
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy.
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there for a while?
Klappe halten, seid froh, dass ihr nicht zahlen müsst, genau.
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friends?
Doch.
Listen to me, boy. If you want your mora, fine. Why don't you come and take it?
Ja, dann...
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay
Oh ja,
now.
Prügel, Prügel, Prügel!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients. You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
Mach sie fertig!
I'm sure this won't take long.
Ach so.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
Das war's. Prügeln, ja!
What's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Huh?
Oh, wie jetzt?
Now's my chance!
Okay, einfacher Punch geht auch.
Huh. That was weird.
Seines ist Wasserkraft entzogen worden. Was ist gerade passiert? Geht es dir gut?
I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
Das solltest du besser nicht so oft verwenden.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't see its work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Weil ich schlechte Laune habe, ist auch ein Grund.
What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself. But recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
Beeinflusst das vielleicht alle Wasseraugennutzer?
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility.
Was diese Energie angeht, weißt du, woher sie kommt?
I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat technique. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
Ja, das auf jeden Fall.
Wait, what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that. But my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that
Stimmt, ja.
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon.
Diese Energie in dir hängt vielleicht mit deinem Sturz in den Abgrund zusammen.
So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Okay.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Official champion duelists?
Ist das ein Beruf?
It's their job to duel?
Yep. In Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist.
Aha. Und du machst einfach prinzipiell Mist, damit du vor Gericht kommst und dann gegen die kämpfen kannst, oder wie?
The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point.
Prügel, Prügel, Prügel.
So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial. And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel.
Oh Gott.
Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens.
Na toll.
Besides, None of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Ah, ist das nicht diese Polizeitante, die wir vorhin gesehen haben?
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before. Clorinde.
Als wir zum ersten Mal den Hydro-Archon trafen.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
Hm?
Your vision? You're seriously just giving it away?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel. So, I think I'll be better off without it for now.
Okay.
Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Na, wenn du dir sicher bist.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, since we don't have much to do for now, we might as well walk around and see the city before Lyney's performance.
Oh ja. Oh Mann, ich will selber spazieren.
Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along!
Es ist unhöflich, den anderen die Geschichten zu verraten.
Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Whew. Paimon never saw that twist coming. The murder mystery novels here are amazing.
Ich hätte niemals gedacht, dass ich den Tag erleben würde, an dem Paimon einen Gefallen an Büchern hegt.
The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novels are more, well, novel. It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read it too.
Du hast mir doch schon verraten, dass der Mörder der Reporter ist.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more careful next time. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Lyney's performance soon? It's almost time for the show to start, so we should get going. Lyney said that the Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the Aquabus.
Ah. Ein strahlender Drehkristall. Hier auch noch was. Glücksklee. Ich würde ja eigentlich lieber hier hinten auch noch die Statue freischalten. Naja. Wir müssen irgendwie nach oben. Es gibt keinen Marker, um da hinzukommen. Ah, hier ist auf jeden Fall ein Teleport. Zack. Wie kommen wir denn jetzt da rüber? Oder können wir einfach zur Statue teleportieren? Ah, hier sind die Ansehensbelohnungen. Oh, du hast mich gegrüßt. Entschuldige, ich habe das gerade gar nicht mitgekriegt. Bist du gekommen, um Missionen in der Sparte Chroniken der Menschheit anzunehmen? Über die Chroniken der Menschheit. Eigentlich sollte diese Zeitung Informationen verbreiten und jeden über das, was in seiner Umgebung geschieht, auf dem Laufenden halten. Wir haben uns davon entfernt, unsere Leser nur wissen zu lassen und haben uns in Richtung, sie ausdrücken zu lassen, bewegt. Deswegen gibt es Chroniken der Menschheit, damit jeder seine Artikel einreichen und sich Gehör verschaffen kann. Wie du sehen kannst, wird die Rubrik mittlerweile fast von allerlei Klatsch und Tratsch überflutet. Aber es war gar nicht so schlecht. Meiner Erfahrung nach brauchten die Leser neben Knüller und Schlagzeilen hier und da auch etwas seichte Unterhaltung. Und unseren Lesern helfen zu können, hat den Ruf unserer Zeitung auch nicht geschadet. Anders ausgedrückt werden wir weiterhin deine Dienste in Anspruch nehmen. Keine Sorge, die Bezahlung stimmt auch. Okay. Oh, du hast mich gegrüßt. Ja, ja. Über die Chroniken der Menschheit. Okay, ich kann hier anscheinend das noch nicht die tägliche Mission, nee, die wöchentliche Mission annehmen. Aber Charlotte, sie ist eine unserer Reporterinnen. Steckt sie schon wieder in Schwierigkeiten? Keineswegs. Ein Glück. Als Reporterin vor Ort ist es ja unvermeidlich, dass früher oder später mal etwas Gefährliches passiert. Ich dachte fast, dass wieder jemand gekommen ist, um eine Drohung auszusprechen. Ach, aber keine Sorge. Selbst wenn dem so wäre, ist das nichts, womit wir nicht fertig werden könnten. Wenn wir nicht mal so ein kleines Problem aus der Welt schaffen könnten, dann wäre unsere Zeitung schon längst vor die Hunde gegangen. Hehe. Ach, wir sollen mit der Linie jetzt nach Erignes fahren. Okay, dann müssen wir jetzt erstmal zur Bahn. Wie auch immer wieder hinkommen. Nee, hier nicht. Ich will doch nur zur Bahn. Nehmen wir den Teleport. So. Jetzt passt. Jetzt müssen wir weiter nach unten. Aufzug in Betrieb, das ist ja schön. Aber kommt er auch mal an? Ah, jetzt. Ebene 1. Erignes heißt, wir kommen jetzt zum dritten Statue. Ich hoffe doch mal. Jetzt müssen wir eigentlich nach oben. Ach Mensch. Hier klappt doch auch gar nichts. Ebene 2. Nee, noch höher. Hä, wo? Hä? Ebene 3? Jetzt sind wir richtig. Ah, hier. Okay. Alles klar, gute Nacht, Tron. Schlaf schön. Dann sehen wir uns das nächste Mal. Bis denn. Nach einer Weile. Ah. Auf den Aquabus warten? Nee, ich will mit dem... Oh. Kann ich den Aquabus hochklettern? Nein. Wie kann ich in den Aquabus einsteigen? Untersuchen? Sitzen? Auf den Aquabus warten? Hä? Und da kann ich was... Da ist was in dem Blumentopf. Okay. Ah, hier kann ich einsteigen. Elfan. Hast du ein... Bist du süß. Hast du ein Auge? Nee, das scheinen NPCs einfach zu sein. Hallo. Wann fahren wir? Sofort. Okay, alles klar. Ich hoffe, wir sind in die richtige Richtung unterwegs. Ja, passt.
Welcome to the Navia line. I am Alfan.
Hallo, Alfan.
The boat will be departing imminently. Please do not stick your head, hands, or other body parts outside the boat. The Aquabus operator is not responsible for any accidents or injuries resulting from doing so. Also, please remember to buy the Steambird, though I don't read it myself.
Ja, Boot fahren.
The destination of the current tour is Erignes. Points of interest worth visiting include the Fountain of Lucine.
Hände raushalten, genau. Dann sind sie bald ab, glaube ich.
If you look to the left in the direction we are currently traveling, you will see the famous Fontaine Research Institute up in the sky. An experiment gone wrong turned new sightseeing opportunity. Human ingenuity truly is a wondrous thing.
Das ist auch so ein Fortbewegungsmittel, das benutzt man einmal am Anfang und sobald man die Teleportpunkte hat, nie wieder.
approaching our final destination. Please be sure to bring all your personal belongings with you as you disembark. Even though I will take any forgotten items to the lost and found, the paperwork is rather annoying as most hands are not suitable for grasping pens. Please be careful when disembarking. It has been my honor to be your tour guide this trip. Thank you.
Okay. Ah. Errungenschaft. Willkommen in Fontaine. Die ist eine Motivationskanone. Die könnte von der Deutschen Bahn sein. Schließ eine Fahrt mit dem Aquabus ab. So. Dann haben wir das jetzt auch. Wer steckt da Rettich und Kartoffeln in die Zeitung? Kein Benimm die Leute hier. Regenbogenrose. Schmuggelware. So, da müssen wir jetzt weiter. Okay. Oh, was hängt denn hier? Orangen? Blasenmandarine. Okay. Schön. Was ist das? Ah. Plopp. Okay. Da ist eine Truhe. Und da ist ein Hydroculus. Ah, mittendrin im Brunnen. Okay, alles gut. So, was greift mich an? Wassermengen-Erkennungskristall. Diese seltsamen Kristalle waren wohl ursprünglich dafür konzipiert, den Feuchtigkeitsgehalt in ihrer Umgebung zu messen. Letzten Endes reagieren sie aber nur auf ihren eigenen Feuchtigkeitsgehalt. Wenn fortlaufend das Element Hydro auf sie einwirkt, könnte ja vielleicht was Unerwartetes passieren. Die hier? Okay.
Time to act.
Ah. Müssen alle gleichzeitig da rein. Ah, okay. Verstehe.
Treasure hunting. A valiant endeavor.
Lotus. Oh, ein schwarzer Schwan. So.
Time to act.
Ding. Nice. Kriegen ja schon die 20 Hydrokulusse zusammen heute, wenn es so weitergeht. So, folgen wir mal ganz dreist den Weg. Ach, da ist ja noch mehr. Da kommt ein Pflänzchen raus.
Spirit Blade, attack!
Hallo? Was habe ich jetzt bekommen? Kristallkern.
Let me weave you a verse.
Aha.
Excellent. Time to act.
So, da müsste ein Teleport sein. Bei mir war es gerade leicht abgehakt an Robotern, aber nur einmal kurz. Ja, passiert. Wenn es jetzt nicht wieder da ist, dann ist ja alles gut. So, nächster Teleport. Schön Schön, schön. Hui, ein Wasserspiel. Lucinbrunnen. Hui. Aussichtspunkt. Eintrag zu Wirbeln, Wind, Tanz, Irinjes in Handbuch hinzugefügt. Okay.
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The opera at Eclairs. What a place to hold a performance! No wonder Lyney and Lynette were looking forward to it. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright and healthy child.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
Das ist wirklich fancy, ja.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
Vache.
Was? Was geht jetzt? Hä?
What's wrong?
Vache. Vache.
Hast du gerade etwas gesagt, Paimon?
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
Merkwürdig. Welche Stimme habe ich gerade gehört?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Ach Gott.
What? You scared Paimon! When did you get here?
Lyney asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Ja, nein, ach ja.
Right.
Davon abgesehen, Lynette, ich glaube, ich habe jemandens Stimme gehört.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
Eine Stimme, die aus dem Quellwasser zu kommen schien.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
I see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard. In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
It's because of her sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Was ist denn das für eine Frage?
What? What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
Ich weiß nicht, ob ich ihr das abnehme.
So, what did the voice say?
Sie schien den Namen von jemandem zu rufen.
If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother first. Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Lyney might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Let's go in and see Lyney.
Okay. Noch irgendwas zu entdecken hier? Ah, hier haben sie die Icewind Suite. So. Aber sonst kein Teleport oder so noch. Gucken wir mal. Jetzt bin ich gespannt. Während der Cutscene war es ein paar Mal am Robotern, aber irgendwie nur, wenn die Leute reden. Seltsam. Also bei mir hört sich's richtig an, aber es kann natürlich auch an meiner Capturing-Karte liegen oder so. Muss ich später mal gucken, ob bei mir was Roboterhaftes aufgenommen wurde. Ansonsten kann es natürlich auch an der Übertragung liegen.
Traveler in Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Ich hatte es einmal, dass es, der Ton recht blechern und übersteuert klang. Aber das war bei einem anderen Spiel. Vielleicht geht meine Capturing Card langsam über die Ordern. Das könnte natürlich sein.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived. But you're actually right on time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house. Wait just a moment, I'll fetch the tickets.
Ja, abgehackt und ein bisschen am Stottern. Muss ich später mal nachgucken. Keine Ahnung.
The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats.
Yay!
Ooh, front row seats! Thanks, Lyney!
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Hey, Lyney! Could you come over here and take a look at this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a hand.
Claro.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Lyney.
Die Geschwister sind echt nett, ja, aber irgendwie strange, ne? Ist irgendwie seltsam. Aber wir können jetzt eine Zaubershow angucken. Ach, da sitzt schon jemand. Direkt neben dem Archon?
Oh, these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
Ja, sie sind strange, daher finde ich sie sympathisch. Ja gut, kann auch ein Grund sein. Nee, wer bist du?
Hey, Traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still. It's kind of awkward if we don't say anything.
Ist das nicht normalerweise deine Aufgabe?
Of course you put this on Paimon.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
So you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down.
Das ist in Wahrheit der Hydro-Archon. Die andere ist nur als Maskottchen eingesetzt, damit das gut aussieht. Keine Ahnung.
Wait, that's not it. Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. Let's talk, but, what should we talk about?
Weil der hat echt viel Ähnlichkeit mit Zhongli. Und der ist ja auch ein Archon. Jetzt wird es noch unangenehmer.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Lyney's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Lyney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Okay.
Oh, so you're not friends
Heimlicher
with Lyney,
Fan?
then? Oh, this is getting awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction.
Paimon hat richtig Probleme mit der Lautstärke, wie ein Kind.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat, and as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Neuvillette. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Ah, Mr. Lyney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Neuvillette? Could he be...
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Neuvillette is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's
der oberste
Chief
Richter.
Justice.
Ah.
That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Ooh, sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to. There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression.
Ist voll die Schauspielerin.
So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise she may become flustered.
Die wird sich so gut mit Fische vertragen.
Huh? Oh, it's Furina, the Hydro-Archon.
Oh Gott, die Göre.
She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Jetzt könnt ihr sie ignorieren. Alles gut, kriegen wir hin.
Huh? So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro-Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Pass auf, der ist in Wahrheit der Hydro-Archon.
Yay! The show's finally about to start! Paimon can hardly wait! Oh, they're dimming the lights! The show must be starting! Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Wie war das mit der Lautstärke?
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Lyney.
Gott sei Dank, sie labert nicht, ja.
And over here is my sister Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today. Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
So.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations.
Ja, sie haben jetzt ihre göttlichen Augen weggegeben, damit es auch wirklich eine Zaubershow ist. Na gut.
I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough.
Kriegen wir noch eine Zwischensequenz oder geht das jetzt echt mit Durchklicken weiter?
And before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless. Huh? But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary. don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
What just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't seem to do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
Kein Wunder, dass Lyney so ein berühmter Zauberer ist.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing.
Jetzt ist der Tank ein Bubble Tea. Gott.
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen.
Okay.
I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member. Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience. I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow, how's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lyney have actual superpowers?
Wir werden es schon sehen.
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin.
Und zufällig sind wir es.
Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Palmer, du bist magisch. Was meinst du mit echter Power?
Oh, okay.
All right. Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up.
Okay.
Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh, Paimon kinda wants to count faster. I see that.
Lyney hat sich bestimmt darauf vorbereitet.
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
60, 59, 58.
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
54, 53, 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Neuvillette?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, all right. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
40, 39, 38! Mr. Lyney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, mid-air right above the audience.
Was garantiert passieren wird?
Even though he's saying that, Lyney doesn't seem nervous at all.
Vermutlich ist das ein Teil seiner Show.
What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
Das kam doch von der Bühne, oder?
Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it.
25! 24! 23! What's wrong, Mr. Lyney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19, 18, 17.
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
Okay.
10.
Almost there now.
8.
Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7.
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5. 4. 3.
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0.
Ta-da!
Oh. War das nicht Teil der Show? Okay.
Is this part of the show? Mr. Lyney, You're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
Oh.
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Oh.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
Murder mystery, yeah.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
Mir scheißegal, wie geht's der Frau?
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been
Oh
pronounced
nein!
dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Lyney's magic troupe.
Nee, die Frau nicht, sein Assistent.
Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance.
Wow.
And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
Die Frau ist der Mörder. Nee, das glaube ich nicht. Das vor so vielen Zuschauern.
I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Lyney, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
Ja, nein, doof.
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not?
Ja.
The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not?
Und sie wurde ja angeblich zufällig gewählt. Er baut sich einen Harem. Na.
Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right. How can Lyney do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
Er ist jedenfalls ein Verdächtiger. Alles geschah zu einem recht merkwürdigen Zeitpunkt.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Furina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Lyney and his associates?
Huh? I just think that I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
But what Lady Furina said just now makes perfect sense.
Look. A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Furina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's right. I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Lyney,
Ja, es war klar, dass wir jetzt mit angeklagt
He
werden.
was the one who helped you the first time we met.
Ich glaube an Lyney ist unschuld.
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler
Die
and
Göre
I
ist die
already had a
Mörderin.
duel the first time we met. But with Lyney's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, traveler, seems Lady Furina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Lyney's attorney and defend him in this case?
Ja.
Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Lyney and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot outlander can build in such a short amount of time.
Sie ist in der perfekten Position, können den Tag zum Fallen gebracht werden. Nice real crime in game. Ja, schon irgendwie, ne?
Lyney!
Wird er nicht festgenommen?
Sorry about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
Es war ein Unfall. Obwohl, ja gut, die Frau ist entführt worden. Naja, du kennst die Tricks halt, ne? Ich weiß nicht genau.
I understand. Even I'm not sure what happened, so I can only imagine how difficult it is for you to grasp the situation. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. And I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did.
Du kannst auch immer noch das Duell fordern und die Göre verhauen nach dem Recht. Nee, nach dem Recht ist es ja ein Duell vor Gericht. Sie hat ja tatsächlich nicht von Prügel gesprochen. Das haben wir ja nur missverstanden.
Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Aber genau das ist passiert.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate.
Ach so, schade.
The impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
Nicht Detective Paimon. Woher kommt die Brille?
Paimon bought them when we were reading at the bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool,
Oh Mann! Ich geh kaputt. Nein!
Don't worry. Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
Das will ich auch hoffen.
They look cute on you, Paimon.
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, just leave it to us. Since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Gute Frage.
Well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
Ne, das wirst du jetzt wohl verraten
The
müssen.
secrets behind our magic are past saving, Lyney.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then we should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
All right, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case.
Na super.
Hello, Officer doing?
Wir sind Repräsentantinnen von Lyney und Lynette, auch wenn Paimon einen dämlichen Bart trägt.
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Furina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see.
Okay.
The deceased is one of Lyney's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged.
Kann es sein, dass du keinen Donation-Link hast? Ja, ich habe immer noch keinen. Da muss ich mich dringend drum kümmern, da haben schon mehrere nachgefragt. Habe ich aktuell tatsächlich nicht.
As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
Warum war Cowell in dem Schrank?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap.
Selbst schuld, dann gibt's halt kein Money. Mist, verdammt.
All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident.
Hab demnächst wieder Urlaub, vielleicht hole ich's dann endlich nach. Ich nehm's mir jedem Urlaub vor, aber ich komme nie dazu.
If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Lyney is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Naja.
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
A little while, yeah.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
Die Aussage eines Menschen könnte auch der zuverlässigste Beweis sein. Könnte es? Naja. Ist nicht immer der Fall.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
Diese Brille macht mich fertig. Über die Fallakte lassen sich der aktuelle Stand der Beweis- und Hinweissammlung überprüfen und Informationen über den Fall zusammenstellen. Ui. In der Fallakte kannst du noch nicht aufgedeckte Beweise und Hinweise prüfen und ihnen dann in den entsprechenden Gebieten nachgehen. Mit der Fertigkeit Spürsinn kannst du innerhalb eines bestimmten Bereichs um dich herum Beweise und Hinweise entdecken, die du untersuchen kannst, um den Gesamtfortschritt voranzutreiben. Das ist ja cool. Das ist ja voll cool. Ermittlungsbericht der Gendarmerie. Den Ermittlungen der Gendarmerie zufolge entzündeten die vor Ende der Zaubershow gezündeten Feuerwerkskörper das Seil, an dem der Wassertank befestigt war, wodurch dieser herunterfiel und Cowells Tod verursachte. Lyney schien die Requisiten am ehesten als Mordwaffe einsetzen zu können, aber warum war Cowell der Verstorbene? Und warum ist das aus dem Publikum ausgewählte Mädchen verschwunden? Diese Fragen bleiben ungeklärt. Informationen über die Identität des Verstorbenen. Der verstorbene Cowell war einer der Assistenten in Lyneys Zaubertruppe. Zu Lebzeiten genoss er das Vertrauen der anderen Truppenmitglieder. Seine Arbeit bestand darin, die Requisiten aufzustellen und zu kontrollieren und auf der Bühne dafür zu sorgen, dass Atmosphäre und Aufführung zusammenpassten. Neuer Auftrag. Lügen, die im Rampenlicht Schatten werfen. Suche im Opernhaus nach Hinweisen. Oh Gott, die weißen Linie untersuchen. Wenn Cowell damals nicht in den Schrank gewesen wäre, wäre er möglicherweise dem Unfall entgangen. Die Fähigkeit Spürsinn verwenden. Okay.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the magic troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation...
Das kann ich zwischendurch hier aufmachen. Aha.
Team is still collecting evidence.
Das ist voll von Ace Attorney abgekupfert, oder? Das ist...
The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Wo mir gerade auffällt, Mist, ich habe den Zähl verpasst. Ah! Alle im Voraus auf die Identität vermissten. Kannst du uns das verraten?
Sure. It's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The magic troupe members all claim not to know her, and we have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Das ist doch die perfekte Paimon mit der Brille. Nein!
Okay, then.
Danke, dass du uns das mitgeteilt
I
hast.
don't need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Informationen über die Identität des vermissten Mädchens. Die Vermisste heißt Halsey und ist eine relativ bekannte Malerin. Sie kam zur Zaubershow, um Stress abzubauen. Sie hat keine Streitigkeiten oder Interessenskonflikte mit irgendeinem Mitglied von Lynneys Zaubertruppe.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through
Ja, das
so
ist seltsam,
quickly
ne?
by fireworks?
Hatte Lyney das Sicherheitsproblem, das er es darstellte, nicht erkannt, oder...
Why are you suddenly so serious,
Ja, vielleicht
Traveler?
hat es auch jemand durchgekokelt, ne? Ich schaue mir die Stelle an, wo das Seil riss.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material.
Aha.
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
Sieht aus wie Zunder.
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that... Wait! Paimon should write all this down. Let's take notes.
Ein Seil, an dem der Wassertank hing. Es riss plötzlich, als auf der Bühne das Feuer weggezündet wurde. Die Untersuchung ergab, dass für den Riss des Seils ein brennbares Material verwendet worden sein musste. Ist noch was. Beschädigten Zauberschrank untersuchen. Der beschädigte Zauberschrank wurde zurückgelassen, nachdem die Gendarmerie den Tatort untersucht hatte. Wenn ich ihn mir jetzt ansehe, muss der Wassertank ihn sehr schwer getroffen haben. Ja, so ein Wassertank ist halt doch ziemlich schwer.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Lyney and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
Wusste ich doch, dass der manipuliert ist.
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Lyney used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Lyney knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Lyney reserved our seats for us, too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Lyney.
Danke, wir stören nicht weiter.
Even though it's bad for Lyney's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Oh, wir sollten alles in Erwägung ziehen, ne? Nummernwähler. Diese Maschine wird dazu verwendet, in Lynys Zaubershow glückliche Zuschauer zu ziehen. Erst nach eingehender Überprüfung der Gendarmerie wurde festgestellt, dass sie immer die gleiche Zahl anzeigt. Es ist ganz offensichtlich, sie wurde manipuliert. Da oben ist irgendwas. Aha. Es sieht wie ein gewöhnlicher Schrank aus, aber Lyney hat es geschafft, sich während der Show in Nu von der Bühne in das Innere zu bewegen. Wie hat er das gemacht? Das wird er uns hoffentlich noch erklären.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, all right?
Nein, nicht mit einem Wildfremden.
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lyney's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lyney's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
Nee, der wurde schon angekokelt.
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
In dem Fall wäre der Wassertank sicher ins Schwingen geraten.
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Ja, das stimmt. Seltsames Geräusch während der Zaubershow. Während des Austausches in der Zaubershow war deutlich ein dumpfes Geräusch zu vernehmen, das von vielen Zuschauern gehört wurde. So.
Lyney's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Nee, ich will ja mit der...
Lyney's still talking to the guard. I think someone...
Okay. Und dann muss es noch einen Hinweis geben. Kommen wir irgendwie nach oben? Kommt man da nach oben? Müssen wir jetzt mal rausgehen? Können wir überhaupt rausgehen? Ja, können wir. Dann können wir nämlich da nach oben. Ah!
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Was ist denn das für eine Mafia hier?
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
Nee, keine Ahnung. Guten Tag.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it.
Schön.
And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Mhm, du würdest dich auch bestens mit Fischl vertragen.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Melus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rasula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
Willst du auch den Fall untersuchen?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Lyney an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay.
Furina sure was quick to point the finger at Lyney without any decisive evidence whatsoever. But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Furina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro-Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Du hast recht.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did my answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me.
Na dann.
In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Naja.
Well?
Nicht immer.
And why would that be?
Dadurch wird die Wahrheit leicht beiseite gewischt. Etwas Ernstes wie ein Prozess sollte nicht wie eine Unterhaltung behandelt werden.
See, Silver and Melus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I, too, think that the Traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Melus. Anyway, I like your answer. You pass with flying colors.
Gerne.
Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Schön, dass wir hier gefragt werden vorher.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
Das klingt schon besser.
That's more nice.
Sieht so aus, als hättest du ihr bereits zugestimmt.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
Naja, ich weiß nicht.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lyney's tricks. Thanks!
Du willst doch nur die Tricks erfahren. Tristan.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Lyney and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection.
Na toll.
So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
Und während der Show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Lyney's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, we Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Ist das der dritte Hinweis? Ein- und Ausgang des Opernhauses. Während der Zaubershow verließ niemand von hier das Opernhaus und nach dem Vorfall durften nur diejenigen gehen, deren Identität von der Gendarmerie bestätigt worden war. So.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Lyney's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we?
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived.
Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel.
Hey.
If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
Voll der Overkill an neuen Charakteren.
Sorry.
Die nächsten Wochen mit
got a little carried
Charakteren
away there.
sind gesichert.
Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs and will be helping investigate this whole situation.
So, welches Auge hast du, Navia? Könnte Wasser sein, so vom Outfit her, aber
And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
ich sehe ihr Auge nicht. Wer weiß, wo sie das hat.
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Sie hat 2 Augen. Ja, hast du das nicht? Ach so, du meinst ich frag nach einem magischen Auge, du sagst ja, okay, es ist spät. Ich bin, nicht mehr ganz ausgeschlafen.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick.
Der Groschen fällt langsam, aber er fällt.
But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
Ein Schrank halt.
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
Die Rückseite der Tür ist anders.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
Soll es etwa heißen, im Schrank ist noch ein Schrank?
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
Und die beiden Schränke sind dadurch miteinander verbunden.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Und was ist deine Seite des Tricks?
Right. You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end.
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
Und der die Tür aufgemacht hat, war der Assistent wahrscheinlich.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting.
That's how we were able to coordinate Lyney's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked. Wow. Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last.
Ihr habt wirklich an alles gedacht.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for
Naja,
that
es muss ja
interlude,
irgendwie hier unten im
this
Keller
would have
passiert
been
sein.
an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Lyney and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air.
Naja.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Funktionsweise des Zaubertricks. Lyney erklärte ausführlich, wie der Zaubertrick funktionieren sollte. Mithilfe des doppelt beschichteten Schranks sollte das ausgewählte Mädchen aus dem Publikum, das sich in dem Schrank befand, durch einen Tunnel auf die andere Seite transportiert werden. Lyney selbst sollte diesen Tunnel ebenfalls nutzen, um auf die andere Seite zu gelangen. Währenddessen übernahm Lynette nach dem Kostümwechsel und der Assistent gemeinsam die Interaktion auf der Bühne. Struktur des Zauberschranks auf der Bühne. Der Zauberschrank, der auf der Bühne steht, hat auf der Rückseite ein Fach, in dem sich Lynette, die sich mit Hilfe von Lyneys Kleidung verkleidet hat, versteckt, um gegen Ende des Tricks aufzutauchen und den Anschein zu erwecken, dass Lyney augenblicklich in den Schrank auf der gegenüberliegenden Seite wechseln kann. Struktur des Zauberschranks auf der Tribüne. Der Zauberschrank, der in der Mitte der Tribüne steht, verfügt über 2 Schichten, eine innere und eine äußere, mit einem Eingang zu einem darunterliegenden Tunnel. So ist es möglich, den Schrank, in dem sich der glückliche Zuschauer befindet, vom Publikum unbemerkt zu transportieren. Ich würde gerne... Kann ich hier raus teleportieren? Scheint zu gehen. Ich weiß nur nicht, ob ich dann alles kaputt mache hier. Weil langsam wird es spät. Es wäre schon cool, wenn ich hier... Oh, hier ist was zerbrochen. Kleidung. Es wäre schon cool, wenn ich hier pausieren könnte, aber zwischendurch zumindest noch ein bisschen grinden könnte zwischen den Streams. Mach doch noch weiter. Hä, es ist sau spät. Es ist spannend. Okay, noch 10 Minuten vielleicht. Aber ich weiß nicht, ob dann noch ganz viel Gerede kommt. Weil fertig kriegen wir das heute nicht mehr. Musste beim nächsten Mal wiederkommen. Soll ich Punkte opfern? Machen wir noch kurz weiter.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Wahrscheinlich eine weitere Zauberrequisite.
Paimon knows. It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear. And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Zerbrochene Vase. Die eine Seite des Tunnels ist mit Scherben dieser Vase übersät, aus der sich auch ihr Inhalt ergossen hat. Aufgrund der Entfernung ist es eher unwahrscheinlich, dass sie von dem Wagen mit dem Zauberschrank getroffen wurde. Okay, Kleidung.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
Vielleicht ein Geheimgang.
Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lyney sagte nichts davon, dass man hier irgendwo Kleidung wechseln müsste.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Hat sich die Brille geändert?
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Wieso hat sie denn... Warum? Kleidung des Mädchens. Das Kleid der vermissten Halsey wurde aus einem unbekannten Grund im Tunnel zurückgelassen. Die Fahrbahn untersuchen. Dieser Zaubertrick erforderte ein hohes Maß an Präzision. Die Schienen hätten verwendet werden können, um den Rollwagen auf einer festgelegten Strecke zu halten. Das könnte das Rumpeln gewesen sein, als die Vase umgefallen ist. Das stimmt. Das könnte sein. Wobei, das wurde ja alles voraufgenommen, ne, dieser Dialog. Also auch das mit dem Rumpeln theoretisch.
What's this?
Oh, ein Enterhaken.
Like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Das hat Lyney gerade nicht erwähnt.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Ein Seil, an dessen Ende ein eiserner Haken befestigt ist, liegt auf dem Boden. Sein Zweck ist gänzlich unbekannt. Den hatten wir schon. Ah. Die Steuereinheit. Das muss das Steuergerät für den Rollwagen sein. Es scheint automatisch zu funktionieren. Die Leiter. Um vom Tunnel aus zurück zum Zauberschrank zu gelangen, ist eine Leiter erforderlich. Lagerkisten. Darin sind alle Arten von Zauberrequisiten und Kostümen wahllos verstaut. Aha.
What is this place?
Sieht aus wie eine Lüftungsöffnung. Aha, Geheimgang. Ein Mensch könnte dort hindurchpassen.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
Naja, vielleicht ist die Frau von alleine geflohen.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Doch, die Zauberschränke könnten auch als Ausgänge genutzt werden. Und Lyney und Lynette waren jeweils in den beiden Zauberschränken.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Lüftungsöffnung des Tunnels. Die Lüftungsöffnung des Tunnels sieht so aus, als könnte sie gerade noch einer Person den Durchgang ermöglichen, aber mit dem vermissten Mädchen zu verschwinden scheint unrealistisch zu sein.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Der Rollwagen ist das Schlüsselwerkzeug, mit dem der Zauberschrank transportiert wurde. Der Täter hat genau das benutzt, um seinen Plan durchzuführen. Aber dann ist die Frau doch einfach alleine los.
Let's head back up.
Die hat sich selbst entführt.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Ja, das stimmt.
The plot thickens. How Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable.
Vielleicht ist die Frau die Entführerin und hat sich verkleidet. Ja, sowas in der Richtung habe ich auch schon überlegt. Also zumindest, dass sie sich verkleidet hat. Weil das sind ja die Klamotten.
No wonder Furina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Lyney and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
Die Oratrice auch?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will and is a judge in its own right.
Ah, da ist ihr Auge am Arm. Ist das Feuer oder Erde? Ich glaube, es ist Erde, oder?
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Erstaunlich.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neuvillette called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
Der schummelt doch.
Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Das glaube ich dir sofort.
Whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said,
Das ist das Wichtigste. Gibt's Essen?
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards,
Jetzt ist auch
nor
nicht
is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Jetzt ist auch nicht die Zeit, um wählerisch zu
In
sein.
that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Ihr macht jetzt nicht echt Kekse hier.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Okay, alles klar.
I have eggs,
Logisch.
sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Hast du so in der Hosentasche, ne?
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
Echt jetzt? Euer Ernst?
These three are quite the interesting group.
Wahrscheinlich etwas, das die Mitglieder des Spina di Rosula teilen.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop dreaming.
Geil. Ach komm, jetzt wird's absurd.
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging
Ich habe ihr
smiles.
applaudiert und ich habe sie angelächelt. Na schön. Das hat Paimon nicht gemeint, aber na gut.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano.
Essen ist immer gut, ja.
I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try. Fresh out of the oven. There's
only 3?
No.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well.
Ja, klar.
This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Okay, danke.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right, then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Lyney and Lynette were not alone within it. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
Also außer Lyney und Lynette wären da noch 2 weitere Personen. Das vermisste Mädchen und der Verstorbene.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
Es gibt keinen dritten.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person, but the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Die Halsey hat den Cowell da reingesteckt und ist abgehauen.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
Aber sie wusste nichts davon, wie der Zaubertrick funktioniert. Das ist noch gar nicht klar, liebe Leute.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great. They're nice and crisp.
Das ist das Wichtigste, dass die Macarons gut sind. Ah, ich bin neidisch.
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
Das ist in Ordnung. Auch wenn du 5 gegessen hast, ist es nicht schlimm.
Wait. If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
Okay, wer hat sie dann gegessen?
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Ja, genau, mach noch welche.
What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Das ist doch nicht nötig.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, Demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Na toll.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Back die beiden fehlen Macarons.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Möglichkeit der Beteiligung eines Dritten. Sowohl Cowell als auch Halsey fehlt es an Motiven. Aber nach einem Gespräch mit Navia scheint auch die Möglichkeit einer Beteiligung von einem Dritten unwahrscheinlich.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
So. Jetzt machen wir aber Schluss. Was machst du dann den nächsten Stream? Nächster Stream wird wahrscheinlich dann, ja, wieder Dienstag 20:30 sein. Und da machen wir dann Genshin Impact. Und am Donnerstag dann 20:30 Hollow Knight. Du musst das Rätsel sehen. Ja, dann nächste Woche Dienstag 20:30. Ich überlege gerade, aber nee, ich glaube, da ist nichts, was irgendwie das verschieben könnte. Also schau hier in den Zeitplan. Entweder den aktualisiere ich am Sonntag oder Montag oder du kommst in meinen Discord-Channel. Der ist hier verlinkt unten in der Info. Und da schreibe ich auch immer, wann ich streame. Dann weißt du Bescheid. Oder du folgst meinem Mastodon-Account. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob ich den hier verlinkt habe. Doch, könnte sein in der Info. Also so viel zur Werbung. Ansonsten gibt es ja noch meinen YouTube-Kanal. Der ist hier auch verlinkt. Da kannst du auch reinschauen. Aber da, ja, gibt es dann den Livestream nicht. Wobei, oder du schaust halt den Livestream hinterher. Der wird ja aufgezeichnet hier. Der ist ja 2 Wochen dann verfügbar. Wenn du eine Donation einrichtest, dann gibt's was. Ah, ich muss es endlich mal machen. Da haben jetzt schon so viele gefragt. Ja, ich muss es endlich machen. Nee, ich will live. Ja, okay. Dann musst du nächste Woche 20:30 Dienstag dabei sein. Aber wie gesagt, ich weiß noch nicht hundertprozentig, ob es Dienstag stattfindet. Schau einfach in den Discord-Channel oder wie gesagt, hier den Zeitplan, den aktualisiere ich dann auch immer. Okay? So, meine Lieben. Genug Werbung gemacht. Dann sage ich mal, ich wünsche euch einen schönen Abend. Es ist fast Freitag, beinahe Wochenende. Genießt das Wochenende. Ansonsten schlaft gut, wacht erholt auf. Habt einen ganz tollen Tag morgen. Und wir sehen uns dann höchstwahrscheinlich am Dienstag zu Genshin Impact wieder. Ich hoffe, ihr seid dann wieder dabei. Und ciao, ciao. Bis dann. Gute Nacht. Gerne, Tobi, gerne. Ciao, ciao.